Once again, you already know what it is, and you already know where you have reached the number one up-and-coming professional wrestling, combat sports, boxing podcast anywhere in the world. This is Hubbard Wrestling Weekly with a very impromptu and special presentation of the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly podcast. Good afternoon and good evening to everyone out there. It is approximately 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're on the heels or the doorstep, I should say, of Money in the Bank tomorrow night. A lot of things going on. But I wanted to come to you guys tonight. We're going to get right into it. A lot of things to discuss in the world of boxing. And I would be remiss if I did not do my job as a journalist and a fan, all in the same, to not talk about some elephants in the room as it relates to the current state of affairs in the world of boxing. For one, Mr. Ryan Garcia. It is truly a mind-blowing set of circumstances that has led to the doorstep of what we now understand to be a ban or an expulsion from the World Boxing Council. For those that are not familiar with the WBC, it's one of the major governing bodies in the world of boxing, to which you have, of course, many world famous WBC champions. That is where that comes from. It is the World Boxing Council. Ryan Garcia is a former World Boxing Council WBC interim lightweight champion. He held that championship in 2021. He is an Olympian as well. According to major news sources around the world, Ryan Garcia has once again gotten himself into some very, very hot water, which has led to his expulsion from the WBC, with, I'm sure, other governing bodies taking notice and who knows what actions that they may take moving forward. Let's go back in time a little bit. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for being here. Joel's in the building. He says, let's do this. I appreciate you, Joel. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Clown being in the building. Always very supportive. I appreciate you, my guy. He says, good afternoon. Hopefully everyone is safe and sound, enjoying this holiday yesterday. Yes, 100%. And into the weekend as well, Clown. Thank you so much. Joel once again saying, Sean, this is a very interesting topic. Yes, it is, my friend. Narcolepsy boy, my guy, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being here. God bless you. Big shout out to the one and only proprietor of the Narcolepsy Boy channel. This dude is on fire right now. Make sure you follow his channel, the No Name Podcast. This dude is on fire right now. So appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Ryan Garcia. Let's just jump right into this thing. Ryan Garcia was and is one of the biggest, most noticed names in the world of boxing over the past 3 or 4 years. He is a former, I guess you can say, understudy of Oscar De La Hoya, who is his former promoter with Golden Boy Promotions. There's a lot of things that have been going on with Ryan Garcia. They've had a constant, when I say they, I mean Garcia and, Garcia and his opponents over the past several years have had many run-ins, let's put it this way. Press conferences that have been beyond the realm of understanding, things that have been said about things that are just very, very controversial. It's been said that Ryan Garcia, might have allegedly has some mental health issues, some issues that may require rehab, things of that nature. But the most recent situation that just took place has set the boxing world on fire. And like I said earlier, has led to the expulsion of Ryan Garcia from the WBC. Now, for those of you who may be misunderstanding The most recent development here, as it relates to Ryan Garcia, this is not related to the alleged foreign substance situation that led him to have his victory over world champion Devin Haney overturned. That is not the same situation we are talking about. However, I do want to start with that because I feel like it's very poignant to talk about the twists and turns that have happened in this young man's career. As I said, he's the former interim lightweight champion in WBC, on a trajectory to be quite, I guess, quite legendary in this sport. Let's call a spade a spade. His only loss of record came to Gervonta Tank Davis, the undefeated Gervonta Tank Davis, the world champion. Like I said, back in 2021, he won the WBC lightweight interim championship and was undefeated up until facing Gervonta Tank Davis. And it led to April 20th, 2024, where he went up against what I listed as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world today, and Devin Haney. Now, going into that fight, there were a lot of things that were said by Ryan Garcia that were a little bit out of pocket. Devin Haney pretty much remained silent throughout the press conferences, things of that nature. But it got to a point where it was very, very concerning as it relates to the verbiage and the language that Garcia was using in Devin Haney's direction and in the direction of Devin Haney's camp. That being said, we got to fight week. Garcia missed weight. He missed weight in the biggest fight of his career. This fight was for the WBC super lightweight title, but because Garcia missed weight, the title was then not put on the line. So he lost his opportunity to be the WBC super lightweight champion because of missing weight. Now, if that's not bizarre enough, everybody going into that fight thought that Devin Haney would win, including myself. There was no way that I thought that Ryan Garcia would be able to deal with the boxing prowess of Devin Haney. I was very surprised to see that was not the case. Major upset as Ryan Garcia defeated Devin Haney in that boxing match on April 20th. Of course, the title, like I said, was not on the line because Garcia missed weight. But it was obviously the biggest victory of Garcia's career, which would have obviously set him up for either a rematch with Haney with the title on the line or even something bigger than that. However, we found out weeks later there was some suspicion about foreign substance. There was a suspicion of testing positive for a foreign substance. And we found out not too long afterwards that Garcia would then be stripped of his victory because of testing positive for ostarine, which is a banned substance in the world of boxing. And, all of a sudden, this gentleman by the name of Ryan Garcia, who nicknames himself King, is gone from being the hottest name in boxing with a major victory over Devin Haney and should have been world champion, to now not only losing his chance to be champion because he lost the opportunity because of missing weight, but then now the victory got taken away because of testing positive for a foreign substance. The boxing world was on its ear, right? Boxing world was on its ear. It led to a 1-year suspension. But now we're talking about something way, way more serious. I mean, I don't want to say it's more serious, but the concerns, let's just put it like this, the concerns continue to mount. The concerns continue to mount and mount and mount as it relates to Ryan Garcia, because now we're talking about things being said that are just so out of pocket and so out of character from anything that I knew of Ryan Garcia, anything I'm sure you knew of Ryan Garcia. We knew that he was a little bit quirky. We knew that he had a wild mouth. Did we think that he was someone who could be possibly considered a racist? Here's the deal. Report, and I'm going strictly from a report by USA Today. which is one of the most reputable and honorable publications in the entire world. It said that Ryan Garcia, in a very public manner, used the N-word, right? He used the N-word. And he also made some racial slurs and disparaging remarks about George Floyd. Now, for those of you who don't remember George Floyd or who George Floyd is the gentleman that unfortunately was terrorized by a police officer, and it was something that was very, very concerning and scary in the public eye. And it became a national story, that swept the nation, that absolutely swept the nation. It's something that is still talked about to this day. George Floyd, rest in peace. He died on May 25th, 2020. And it's even as I talk about it, I get chills because, it was considered a murder. As on May 25th, 2020, the police were called at the behest of the owner of a store and, approached by police. And we all know what happened as far as the knee on the back of the neck. And, the police officer ended up getting charged for second-degree and third-degree murder, second-degree manslaughter. A true tragedy in the annals of American history. Wow. I didn't think I'd get emotional about that all over again. So for you fast forward 4 years, and we have a guy who is one of the biggest names in boxing today. A man who has put himself, even with the 1-year suspension for the banned substance, many people still considered him to be next man up and somebody that was going to make some major waves in the sport of boxing for years and years to come. And what he allegedly said, was beyond the realm of understanding, beyond the realm of anything that I can possibly fathom. Something that was vile and disgusting, and it was something along the lines of, bringing George Floyd back so he could be killed again or something. I'm paraphrasing. It was just reprehensible. It was just absolutely reprehensible. And it's something that I think we need to take a stronger look at. Now, since then, Ryan Garcia has said he's going to rehab. Ryan Garcia has said apologies. Wow. Like I said, I didn't think I'd get emotional about this all over again. But my thing is this, apologies and being sorrowful after the fact. What does it really mean? Now, I'm not God, and I'm not going to pass judgment on anyone. But for this young man to say what he said, and to use that very vile word that we all know that starts with the letter N, to me, when you're in a public forum like Ryan Garcia is ultra popular, and you make the decision to say some of the things that he said and do some of the things that he has done. I mean, he said, I'm quoting here It says that he spoke and mentioned that he is KKK and said that he hates N-words. How can that be justified? How can that be overlooked? How can that be just a slap on the wrist? AP News is saying that Ryan Garcia has apologized for his comments and is now going to rehab. He says that he takes all responsibility for his words, and it's a tough couple of months, as everyone can tell, but I'm sorry. That those are Garcia's words, according to the APnews.com to be specific. But the comments, the KKK comments, and the use of the word N and saying that he hates N's and saying that he's anti-black. These are the words that MSNBC News has reported that Ryan Garcia has said. Now, I always like to use the word alleged because I don't like to cast judgment upon anyone. But MSNBC, New York Post, or whoever, these are AP News. These are all very reputable media outlets that should be respected. So again, the Ku Klux Klan commentary, the George Floyd commentary, the tirade on social media on X saying that he hates N's and he's anti-black, and that they should, and I quote, they should kill the next George Floyd with an AK-47. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And I want to be clear about something, guys. I want to be clear about something, and I want it to be so real. When I say this is a tragedy, I am not talking about the rise and fall of the boxing career of Ryan Garcia. To be quite honest, I don't give a crap about the career of Ryan Garcia. If the brother needs help, get him help. But this is not about Ryan Garcia and his career. And I hemmed and hawed, and I went back and forth about whether I should do this show tonight. I'm going to be with you guys tomorrow night, late night after Money in the Bank, for the Money in the Bank post-game show. I said to myself, I'm going on live tomorrow night. Maybe Conrad, big shout out to Conrad in the building. He might be with me. Definitely going to be with me is James and Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot. And the final boss, Crystal's going to be in the building. And I hemmed and hawed, and I went back and forth about whether or not I should go live about this situation. But my answer to myself when I prayed about it was, how can I not get on my little platform, this moderate platform, right, and not speak from my heart? And my heart says, I don't care about Ryan Garcia's career. I care about Ryan Garcia, the man, and I care about what that man fixed his lips to say. What that man fixed his lips to say, and what that represents in 2024 in today's society. We'll go with a couple comments here. Joel, I appreciate you. You said Sean is very now. God bless you, man. Appreciate that. Yes, my friend. Appreciate you, man. Clown. He says only reason dude was expelled from boxing was the idiot supporters that would show up to cheer. Otherwise, the amount of money you could make seeing this dude get his butt kicked. Yeah, I hear you. I hear it. Emily Fashizi in the building. Thank you for being here. He says, good afternoon, good evening, Hubs. Truly heartbreaking and shocking turn of events in Garcia's career and life in the last few months. That's to say the least. Conrad, my partner on Clash of the Podcast, 605 every Monday night on the EPW channel. Thank you for being here, my brother. M. Weezy says, honestly, it can't be justified what Garcia said. That's absolutely true. Conrad says, flame this dude. It's hard to argue that. Conrad says, disgusting behavior. That's 100% facts. Clown says, wife wants to know where to get that shirt, that goat shirt. Thank you. Salute to you and your wife, Clown. Go to threadless.com or go to threadless.com, as Conrad pointed out. I appreciate you. Threadless.com, and then search HW Weekly, and you should find it. I'll put it in the. I'll send you a link, Clown. I appreciate you. And Joel saying hello to Conrad, and Joel saying that Garcia needs help. You know, yeah, that's facts. Look, here's the deal. Ryan Garcia in the ring is the absolute, when he's on top of his game, is the absolute epitome of what a boxer should be. No argument there. The dude is fast. The dude is slick with the left hand. The dude is accurate. And he just came off the biggest victory, even though it's not an official victory because he screwed it up. Came off the biggest victory of his career against Devin Haney. But you know what needs to be talked about is Ryan Garcia the man. You can sit up here and you can claim, and I'm a Christian man myself. I'm a Christian man myself. God over all things. This is one of my shirts. I live this every day of my life. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. We all make mistakes, okay? We all make mistakes. But when you continue to do these outlandish things, this is not an exception now. This is the rule. This is who this young man is starting to show himself to be. All the cussing, all the outlandish press conferences, missing weight, showing the fact that he's not as disciplined as he should be. And now, a racist, disgusting rant saying that he hates ends. He's anti-black, again, according to MSNBC and other media outlets. Saying the disparaging comments about the late, God rest his soul, George Floyd. So now we're gonna say, okay, you know what? It's being reported, right? It's being reported that now Ryan Garcia is sorry. And Ryan Garcia is asking for forgiveness. And Ryan Garcia is going to go to rehab to get himself together. What's that supposed to mean to me? I mean, let me know in the comments. Does that mean anything to you? If I'm wrong, but what's that supposed to mean to me? You go on a tirade, an anti-black tirade on your social media for the world to see and hear. And I'm supposed to be cool because you say you're going to rehab and you're sorry. All right, I guess. You have to understand the consequences, Ryan Garcia, and anybody else in the world. Your consequences come from the actions that you commit. Guy Will Gamble's in the building. He says, what's good, Hub? I hate that we are even commentating on this buffoon, but I know you're doing your stuff. God bless you, man. I had to speak on it because it's so egregious and so disgusting, you know. Conrad saying, sorry he got caught. Yes, that's what he's sorry about, Conrad. He's sorry he got caught. And Conrad also says, listen, certain things The tube of toothpaste, once it's out, it can't go back in. I like to use the phrase, you can't unring a bell, Conrad. Same premise. You can't unring a bell. Let me tell you guys something. Mleezy says, Garcia Bird, whatever possible comeback he could have had. 100%. And how ironic, Mleezy. How ironic that it comes on the heels of just 3 months ago. Just 3 months ago, this kid had the biggest victory. That's not really a victory according to the record books, but we all saw the fight. The biggest victory of his career. How far have we come as a nation, guys? How far have we come? Really? My heroes, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, my very own grandfather, Herman Bailey, who marched on Washington with Dr. King, my grandfather on the paternal side, the one and only Bo Jack. Yes, I'm the grandson of Bo Jack, the former world championship boxer who headlined Madison Square Garden. Yes, I know a lot of people did not know that. Who got spit on just because of the color of his skin. That's my blood. That's my blood. What Ryan Garcia was talking about were people that look like me. But because he's going to rehab, and because he says he's sorry, I guess that makes it okay. Not in my book. Clown says, I can rap along to the Chronic every Tech 9 album and others, but that word is never uttered. I hear you, man. I hear you 100%. Guy Will Gamble says, at least the grass is cut on that one here now. To give a little bit of context to what Guy Will Gamble, that's an old adage that our ancestors would say, that when you cut the grass, you can see the snakes and see the lizards and stuff in the grass. Yes, that's true. So, yes, that's one patch of grass that has been cut, Guy Will Gamble. And Conrad saying we have not learned anything. We've learned very little, if anything, Conrad. Very little. You know, myself and Conrad every Monday night. I'm going to give you guys a little context here, and I'm not going to keep you long. I know SmackDown's starting in about 30 minutes. We won't be here nearly that long. I hate racism. I hate it. I hate racism. It makes my skin crawl, okay? And let me tell you something. Just because I love my people, being a black man doesn't mean that I hate others. People who hate others just because of the color of their skin are the lowest form of human being on this earth, in my opinion. For you to hate me because I'm black, or for me to hate you because you're white or Spanish or Jewish or Asian or whatever the situation may be, whether it's religion or race, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. But it should show us that these great leaders and the people, like I said, from my own bloodline, for all the sacrifices they made, I would never say they made those sacrifices in vain. But no, we have not come as far as we should be coming when it comes to this stuff. And for anybody who just wants to think about what happens to Ryan Garcia's career, who cares what happens to Ryan Garcia's career? Ryan Garcia could come back in a year. He could not come back in a year. Who cares? If he has mental problems, God bless him. I hope he gets the help he needs. But let me tell you something. That tirade that he went on, it should not be tolerated. And I applaud the World Boxing Council for at least taking a stand and saying, we will not stand by this man for what he said. We will not continue to allow this guy to do what he's been doing and to feel like he can get away with it. And no, just because you say you're going to rehab and you apologize doesn't make it go away. We have to get better, y'all. And another thing, it's time that we stop allowing our heroes, air quotes this time, our heroes in sports, get away with things because they're famous or because they can throw a punch or hit a ball or shoot a ball or catch a ball. People need to be held accountable for their actions. People need to be held accountable for their actions, whether it's good action or bad. Ryan Garcia is a tremendous boxing talent. But that does not excoriate him or exclude him from the repercussions that should come from what he said. I'm going to say that again for those in the back. Ryan Garcia is an excellent boxing talent. I listed him in my honorable mentions of top 10 boxers in the game today. Me, on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, on HWWeekly.com. I listed Ryan Garcia as one of the top boxers in the world. But that does not excuse him from doing and saying what he said. And what the World Boxing Council did was the World Boxing Council said, I don't care what anybody else is doing. I don't care what anybody else says. At the end of the day, we, the WBC, the organization in which Ryan Garcia was our interim champion just 3 years ago, but we don't care about that right now. What we care about is that this man disrespected these people, and we are not going to stand for that, and we are going to expel him. Now, how long that expulsion will last? In my mind, from when I was in school, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, there's suspension and then there's expulsion. If you're suspended, which he was suspended for a year for taking a foreign substance during the Devin Haney fight, that means you can come back. In my mind, expulsion means you're gone. Now, is it beyond the realm of possibility that the WBC, after a year or after 2 years, maybe they'll change their mind? Maybe. But at least for now, the WBC, the World Boxing Council, one of the three biggest governing bodies in the world of boxing, said, we will not stand for this. And for that, I say, thank you. I don't know what's to come of what Ryan Garcia's career is going to move and do moving forward. I don't wish bad on the man, but I am not going to sit up here and say, oh, I hope Ryan Garcia, I hope Ryan Garcia is able to come back and box again. No. I hope Ryan Garcia gets his head together and starts doing right. Forget boxing. Forget if he's ever going to be world champion again. And that shouldn't be your concern either. I wonder if Ryan Garcia is going to be able to come back from this. I wonder if Ryan Garcia is going to be able to come back to being an upstanding human being from this. It has nothing to do with boxing. I hope this man recovers from what the damage he's done to himself as a human, not as a boxer. Clown says, my energy does not need to be spent hating. It's bad karma. We all are created equal. And like Pop said, only God can judge me. Amen. Amen to that. Conrad says, my favorite thing that Sean says at the end of every show is evil never prevails. Keep being good people, support each other. Amen, my dude. Amen. I appreciate you. Guy Will Gamble says, just found out the president of WBC is Mexican. Okay. Guy Will Gamble says, exactly. I wonder if that guy will no longer be this ignorant. I hope he changes. Joel says, let's get this man some likes. God bless you, man. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I'm not going to keep you guys long tonight, man, because I'm going to get with you guys again. Yeah, Guy Will Gamble. Evil never prevails. But listen, let's end with this, man, because I'm going to be with you guys again late night tomorrow night, about 11:15-ish for the Money in the Bank post-game show. I hope you guys are all there. I hope you guys are already locked in to have some fun tomorrow night. Obviously, tonight's episode was a little bit heavier. All I could say is this. As a boxing analyst, yes, Ryan Garcia is one of the best in the world. Huge victory over Devin Haney back on April 20th. More important story is the horrible things he said about black people, the horrible things he said about George Floyd. He's offered his apologies. As Clown said, not our job to judge. As a believer in Jesus Christ myself, I know he's the only true judge. God is the only true judge. I'm not in a position to judge anyone, but it's rough, man. It's rough. Ryan Garcia, Google it yourself. I mean, very reputable news sources. I mean, MSNBC, AP News, the George Floyd comments, the I hate ends comments, it's wild. But again, the most important thing is not whether or not Ryan Garcia gets back to being the top tier boxer that he was just 3 months ago. The more important story is that Ryan Garcia is going to get back to being an upstanding human being. So again, tomorrow night, roughly around 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, roughly about 8:15 Pacific Time, myself, Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot, James from Pro Wrestling Shoot, the final boss, Crystal, and possibly Conrad. We're still holding out hope depending on his schedule. We will all be live right here on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel for the Money in the Bank post-game show. As soon as that pay-per-view, or PLE, I hate saying PLE, goes off the air, we will be live right here on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Yo, Guy Will Gamble says, we got to save this energy from when Gable wins Money in the Bank and cash in on Sammy and lose. Yo, I just want to say to y'all, to end on a fun note, did y'all see the reaction that Jey Uso got during that press conference this afternoon? Bruh, if he doesn't win tomorrow, who's watching Masvidal versus Diaz tomorrow, Joe? I'll be tuned in, man. That should be big time. Guy Will Gamble says, my bad, Joel. Says he is born in Mexico. He could be wrong about his ethnicity. I think Joel said that he's Lebanese. Okay, got you. All love, Joel. Right back at you, my man. Joel says, you are my people. If you are you are my people. If you are close to Sean and Conrad. Amen, brother. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, Gamble. Real talk. On here at Instagram, we appreciate you so much. Clown says, enjoy the rest of your night. Great shows. Always, we appreciate you. Everybody, Guy Will Gamble, Clown, Conrad, of course, my tag team partner, the one and only Joel. Everybody who was in the building for today. Malik was in the building for Narcolepsy Boy 94. God bless you, bro. Everybody who was here tonight, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. As soon as Money in the Bank goes off the air, tune in right here to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. We're going to be live with the Money in the Bank post-game show and live reaction to everything you see in Toronto tomorrow night. God bless. Let's just hope for the best, man. In life, let's just hope for the best. That's all we can do. God bless. And if you like this shirt, oh my goodness, if you like this shirt, go to threadless.com/HWWeekly, and you will find this shirt. Tell your wife, Clown, I said thank you. That's very nice. I've designed this myself. I'm glad you guys like it. Anyway, God bless, be encouraged, and remember, evil never prevails. We'll see you tomorrow night about 11:30 right here on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. We'll see you Monday, me and Conrad, 6:05. God bless, be encouraged, evil never prevails.